The Alberta NDP's protectionist tax on beer, announced by Minister of Finance Joe Ceci on October 27, 2015, is unconstitutional under Section 121 of the Constitution, which states, all articles of the growth, produce, or manufacture of any one of the provinces shall, from and after the Union, be admitted free into each of the other provinces. This provision was actually litigated at the Supreme Court in 1921 and appealed from Alberta courts in the Gold Seal case. The decision of that case means that trade between provinces should be free of any tariffs or taxes. But unfortunately, provincial governments continue to ignore the Constitution and play by their own rules. The new tax favors local breweries and significantly increases taxes on imports and craft beers made outside of Alberta, Saskatchewan, and British Columbia. These three provinces are part of the New West Partnership, a deal that actually removes trade and investment barriers between these provinces. Under the old rules, yearly volume-based taxes were implemented at 20 cents a litre for less than 20,000 hectoliters to up to $1.20 for each litre over 200,000 to up to 400,000 hectoliters. This was a regressive tax that was applied uniformly at each limit. And also keep in mind that these are the rates that were increased by the Progressive Conservatives in the spring of 2015. So here in Alberta, we've now seen 2 tax increases on liquor since March of 2015. Under the new changes that came into effect, the tax is now graduated and starts at 10 cents a litre for every 10,000 hectoliters and increases to 30 cents for the next 40,000 and so on. Anything over 200,000 to 400,000 hectoliters is now taxed $1.25 per litre. And that $1.25 is now applied to every litre of beer produced outside of the Northwest Partnership. This is where the issues arise. Selectively taxing beer outside of the province is illegal within the bounds of the Constitution. And we're starting to see the after effects of this tax on businesses, especially brewers and wholesale importers, not to mention consumers. Ontario-based Muskoka Brewery has actually left the BC, Alberta, and Saskatchewan markets, citing the increased taxes as the reason. Owner Gary McMullen says that the $2 increase per six-pack was just way too much to pass on to consumers, and not only could have ended up pricing his product out of the market, but would have reduced his profit margins significantly. I also talked to Bo, an importer from Artisan Ales based right here in Calgary. Bo and her husband Mike bring in several different beers from both Quebec and Europe. And she says their stock was taxed overnight with no warning and at a time where they usually have the most stock on hand to prepare for the Christmas season. Here's what she had to say about the new taxes.
Well, we'd like to see the Alberta government follow the law, follow the rules. There are trade agreements that say that they can't discriminate on the basis of product origin. So we'd like to see them honor those rules.
On top of this, Steam Whistle Brewery, that's based out of Ontario, is also in the midst of court proceedings against the NDP as a result of waking up to a 77-cent increase per litre in taxes on their product. In fact, they were recently granted an injunction by the Court of Queen's Bench that suspended the increased tax on craft beer produced outside of BC, Alberta, and Saskatchewan until a hearing occurs on July 21st. The NDP suggests that they put the tax in place to support small businesses and create jobs. But what it's really done is pick and choose what small businesses succeed, and it's destroyed jobs. Steam Whistle had to let go of 4 full-time and 15 part-time employees, while when Muskoka ceased operations, more Alberta jobs were lost. Not only this, but the costs are passed on to businesses and consumers alike. And it looks like if this continues, the vast selection of product will also deteriorate, leaving consumers with less of a choice on the shelves of their favorite liquor stores. For a free country, it really does seem like the NDP government of Alberta is much too involved in deciding the fate of businesses and consumer choice. For the Rebel.media, I'm Holly Nicholas.